So it's been a little over a year since Justin Trudeau took the highest office in Canada, and like any good Liberal, he's made a lot of promises in order to get in office. But unfortunately for the people who voted for him, he's kept just about none of them. So here are some of the best/worst campaign promises that Trudeau has already broken in his first year. 1. Keeping the deficit at $10 billion. I guess he made a good move to not promise to balance the budget because that deficit number is now at $30 billion and rising since the budget has been announced. Number 2, the Liberals promised to implement the recommendations from the Truth and Reconciliation Report, and of course, that never happened. Number 3, Trudeau promised the 2015 election would be the last one held under a first-past-the-post system. And while it may be too early to judge on this one, I think it's safe to bet that he'll break that because he is probably the biggest opposition to electoral reform in his party. Number 4, the Liberals promised to bring in 25,000 Syrian refugees by the end of 2015. And of course, it turned out he was a little too ambitious and a little too quick to make promises, and we did not meet that target until March, 2 months late. Number 5, Trudeau promised to reduce small business tax rate from 11% to 9%. Instead, they only cut it to 10.5%. Real nice, guys. What happened to the left standing for the little guy and the workers? Number 6, he guaranteed a funding increase for First Nations, but according to the Indigenous Affairs Department, the budget for 16-17 is the exact same as Harper's. Number 7, Trudeau promised to stop airstrikes against ISIS, and he did, but in a rather disingenuous way, because all he did immediately after that was ramp up our ground activity there and never ended the mission. Number 8, a classic from politicians in general, he promised transparency. Honestly, I don't know why anyone buys this one anymore. They certainly shouldn't now after Trudeau has killed a large part of transparency in Native communities, the First Nations Financial Transparency Act. And number 9, he promised legal weed, but at the moment, things are slowly going through, and weed fans are not so confident in Trudeau. The health minister promised it would be done for April 2017. Yes, 420. But it would be a legislative miracle if they accomplished that. And what's being proposed right now is looking like some sort of LCBO clone nightmare. And number 10, Trudeau famously neglected to close Guantanamo Bay. Oh wait, sorry, that's another Liberal who broke promises. The Canadian Liberal government has only been in office a little over a year and have acted exactly the same as Obama and disappointed a large majority of their supporters. And of course, preemptively disappointed people like myself. But like this meme posted by the Libertarian Party of Canada says, I think the only people Trudeau hasn't disappointed so far are the people who voted for him because of his hair. If you like that video, then be sure to hit like and subscribe.